Hey everyone, so a YouTube video reading for you guys this weekend, a loved one. Hope everyone has been having a wonderful weekend. Mine's been good, otherwise I'm feeling really lazy today. I don't know what it is, I just feel really lazy, and the more lazy I'm feeling, the more sleepy I'm feeling as well. I don't know if I just need to just kick back and chill. Okay, my love, so we're going to look at your connection. I'm going to start off with getting some messages around your counterpart. Now, remember, my loves, this may not resonate for all. If you come across a message or reading and it doesn't resonate, it just means that that particular message wasn't for you. And don't try and make it fit as well. I feel sometimes what can happen is, you know, people might sometimes try and make it fit for them. And sometimes, my loves, when you try and make a reading fit as well, you might find yourself feeling confused or even triggered by it. You'll know if this resonates. There'll be messages in it that make sense to you, that relate to your circumstances. Okay, my loves. Let's see what messages need to come out. Comes to the counterpart, divine masculines. What's going on with the divine masculines? Messages do I need to know with the divine masculines? They're really working on, I feel with the authority card, they're working on being more in control and taking more of a lead when it comes to, I'll take that out in a minute, when it comes to which direction they're taking their life. I'm getting this sense that they are becoming quite serious about how they're living life. You know, they may have been living life where they've been avoiding responsibilities, where I'm hearing, I'll do it another day, I'll do it another day. Or, you know, there's that saying that a lot of people will say, oh, I'll start it on Monday, but that Monday never comes. They roll it over to the following week. A lot of people use that example when they're talking about things like fitness and stuff. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this, that they have, when it came to making certain changes in their life and taking certain steps when it comes to things like relationships as well, is something they delayed. And they would kind of, you know, brush, I'm literally being shown someone brooming something under the carpet. So they would brush it under the carpet, or they would be like, you know what, not yet, I'll open up to this, or I'll take action towards this, you know, next week or the week after or the week after. And I kind of feel like they're getting more serious when it comes to their responsibilities and the actions they're taking around opening up and allowing in certain things in their life, which they do want, but they've just been kind of procrastinating on it, or they've just been kind of pushing it back more and more and more, or pushing it forward rather. And I feel that's where they're starting to become a lot more serious. Yeah, literally foundations and achievements. They have been becoming a lot more serious. I feel like really thinking about being more responsible, taking more steps, taking more of a lead when it comes to opening up and having a relationship. I feel like they're thinking quite seriously, you know, with the foundations and achievement card. The sense I'm getting is they're thinking more seriously as well long term, you know, having a long-term relationship. I'm even getting this sense, things like marriage, you know, they're really thinking seriously about future partnership, but romantic partnership. They seem to be in this, almost like this phase in their life right now, where they're kind of like, okay, I'm kind of ready. This is time where I really want to start taking action towards this. Wow, you've got sacral chakra and throat chakra. There's a lot of clearing taking place here, my loves. With the throat chakra, I'm actually, one of the things that I feel like they want to take more of the lead on is around being quite open and communicating what it is that what they want, the things that they feel. It's been something that I feel like, again, they've kind of felt like no, now's not the right time for me to communicate, not the right time for me to speak up. You know, I don't feel ready about telling someone, for example, how I feel. I feel like a lot of this bit here, taking responsibility and starting to take more action and the lead, I feel like a lot of that is going to be helping towards breaking a lot of communication barriers and blocks as well. Okay, my loves, let me see what else comes out. So sacral, solar and throat chakra, there is so much clearing taking place, and this is because they are starting to take charge. They're really starting to take charge. I feel like gain more clarity around kind of where they want to go, what steps they want to take as well. They're connecting more and more with the intuition, but what it feels like as well, where they're taking this step and being more responsible, and I feel like being more open when it comes to their thoughts, not running, not resisting, a lot of clearing happening around here. This is all connected to relationships, but more thinking about having something long term. They are, I feel like, kind of connecting and hearing and understanding their intuition more and more as well. I feel like in the past what would happen is, even though the intuition's always talking, it was more them focusing on you know, that kind of that resistance, that fear. But I'm also hearing logical. So, you know, they would kind of, I feel like they would take on this kind of logical way of thinking, but it was almost like that logical way of thinking acted as like an excuse around them avoiding, for example, opening up, taking certain actions when it comes to relationships. What's the temptation? This is interesting. So with the temptation card, my guides are actually saying to me there has been a lot of temptations around them. Now, you know, trigger warning, because this might trigger some of you if this reading is resonating, but I kind of feel like these temptations were to do with other connections. You know, there were other connections and other opportunities, possibilities around them quite often. You know, I feel like there's someone who attracted people quite easily, and they would usually entertain it, even if they didn't, you know, get into relationships or anything with them. I feel like that they used to entertain it quite a lot, and they have been walking away from that. What they once used to entertain when it came to other connections, you know, men or women, they no longer are. It's kind of like they're refusing to open up to that. It's kind of like their soul and energy is completely rejecting it. And I feel it's because they are in this space where they are thinking more seriously now. They're really open to wanting to have something more long-term and stable. And these energies that were around them, they were not the kind of connections that they saw as this. They were more connections that they saw as fun, more connections they saw around, you know, people who I feel kind of fed their ego. But it looks like they've actually walked away from that. And even though I feel like there are people around, you know, them who do show an interest, I feel like they've not been entertaining this. It's like everything in them has been rejecting it. But it was these temptations, these other connections, them avoiding, I'm hearing, commitment and settling down with you, that created a lot of resistance and conflict in your connection with one another. And it feels like that was one of the reasons why the both of you weren't ever able, I'm hearing, take things off the ground, weren't ever able to take that step and take things off the ground, because unfortunately there was a lot of deception, and that deception came from, you know, your person not really offering you a commitment. You know, they may have been involved with you, but I feel like they avoided, you know, taking a serious step with you because they didn't, I am hearing, they didn't want to be tied down. and they wanted to kind of, I feel like, be open in exploring other connections as well. Whereas now they're in this place where it's almost like that's what they want. Yeah, they want to be tied down. They've also been thinking quite a lot about how to bring a lot more abundance in their career. So they're definitely in a more mature place. I feel like they're in a place where what their priority is stability. And this is not just stability in relationships, it's in career as well. But it feels like what they want is they want to build a home. And this home is in a relationship. This home is around creating more stability and abundance. I'm hearing incomes around their career, finances. They want a complete rebirth. So a huge shift has taken place here. They've disconnected from a lot of people as well. There has been a lot of things that they would probably do in the past. So this isn't just about these other connections, if you like, that they, you know, would entertain, even if that entertaining was a bit of flirting. They seem to have disconnected from anything else in their life. This could be friends, family, even work colleagues, who they just feel like they don't resonate with anymore. They don't align with them. Why? Because they, again, are in this different place. They are not that. I'm being shown, I'm being told Jack the Lad, but also I'm being shown a Joker as well. They're not in that place where once life was around fooling around and just having fun. They're in a place now where for them, life, they want their life to be about that stability, that kind of building their own home. But in that home, there's people living there with them. That's what their focus is. Okay, let me see. I quite like this energy. I'm not going to lie. I quite like this energy. You know, I think it's up to you what you do, especially if you have been deceived by this person in the past because of other people. You know, if they've got involved with other people, that's a difficult thing to sometimes be able to work with. You know, and you will know that. You will know whether that's something you can work with or not, knowing that's happened in the past. But they seem to have moved to a very kind of, I feel, mature and responsible place compared to where they were even a year ago. Thank you. I'll turn that in a minute, my loves. Oh. You, my loves, there is a lot of fear that I'm shown a vision of, you know, when you watch like movies and you see these ghosts just flying around. I'm shown that flying around you. There's just like so many ghosts flying around. And these are, the way it's been shown to me is that the ghosts from the past. And this seems to be something that's very much around your energy. There's a lot of fear, anxiety that you are feeling when it comes to relationships overall. And this all seems to be connected with your past. So there are things in your past, my loves, that unfortunately has left you in a place where you fear trusting relationships. You fear, you know, it's like something is niggling in you, or does often niggle in you, that, you know, this might be too good to be true, or a relationship might not ever last, or actually I really want this, but, you know, there's always that possibility that what haven't happened in the past could happen again. So there's a lot of fear that's constantly kind of flying around you. And something that I feel like is often in your thoughts, back of your mind, front of your mind, wherever, but it's in your thoughts. And this is something that unfortunately does create quite a lot of hesitation in your energy around trusting relationships. But it also does leave you in a place where you struggle to heal and let go of things from the past, because you're too focused on all the things that have happened, with the worry it will happen again, instead of focusing of, you know, yes, acknowledging what has happened, but opening up to it in a way where you are focusing on releasing it, on healing it, you know. And I feel forgiveness work feels very, very important here. There's a lot of guesswork, is what my guides are saying. There's a lot of guesswork that goes on in your mind as well. So it's kind of like you're constantly seeking clarity, and you're constantly seeking it and becoming even more confused. So there's a need for you to also focus on surrender. So focusing on releasing the past. And I feel really focusing on that, because I feel it's more than one thing. I don't think it's just to do with your connection and things that might have happened between you and your counterpart. Because of these different ghosts that I'm showing flying around, I feel like this is to do with a lot more, you know, things, people, relationships. You know, it could be parents, friends, family. A lot of things that you might have experienced in the past that have kind of bit by bit added on to this feeling you have around trusting, for example, that you are going to have stability, or trusting that you can trust relationships and people won't deceive you. So it does feel like there's a lot of healing that you probably haven't opened up to or haven't acknowledged, going back some, you know, a long time, way beyond you connecting with your person, that needs your attention for you to work on releasing. But you have this wish that your person is going to take a step towards you, and this seems to be happening. So where they're in this place where they are now becoming a lot more serious, and I really feel mature and responsible, they're taking a step towards you. So your wish around what you desire, literally you got the star card, your wish around what you desire is actually coming in. So they're going to be taking this very kind of, I just feel this very strong and very serious step towards you. Action's definitely coming in here, and they're coming in with, I feel like, a lot of passion as well. But you are being guided to trust. They are trusting their intuition quite a lot. You know, this is something, because the more they've been clearing, you know, the more they've been, I just feel like, stepping more into their power, and the more they've been connecting with their intuition. And it kind of feels like the more they're connecting and listening to their intuition, they're trusting that gut feeling. And with that gut feeling, there is action that's going to come in. There's this step that they're going to be taking towards you. Let's see what else comes up, loves. This is interesting. So as part of their journey, do you know, I really feel like saying the last 6 to 9 months. I tend to stay away from timelines because they can kind of fluctuate or vary. But I feel like the last 6 to 9 months, they have been going through quite a lot of, I feel, learning. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of awareness they've been having. And they've been looking at their past quite a lot. So these are past relationships. These are even things like the choices they've made when it came to things like career or ambition. You know, quite deep, soul-searching thinking, reflection going on here. And they've realized that they made choices that they felt made them happy. But now on reflection, they've realized it doesn't. And I feel this is the reason. So, you know, I said they've disconnected from people from their past. You know, there's people who they don't resonate with anymore. They don't feel are aligned with them. This seems to have come from this journey they've been on in the last 6 to 9 months, where they have, you know, they have realized that the kind of connections they shared were quite false. And these connections are not actually helpful for them in terms of where they want to be in life. Or these connections were quite toxic. So they seem to be realizing more and more about where their happiness lies. And I feel like what changes they need to make for them to experience that long-term stability and happiness. And I feel that's one of the reasons you're going to see this. I just feel like they're coming in from a completely different place that you've ever been used to. because there's just so much certainty in their energy. You know, you may have been used to them being quite confusing, you know, being quite unclear, left in limbo quite a lot, never being clear about what they want, or giving you very mixed signals. And I feel like they're coming in very certain and letting you know, communicating to you what that is, what that means to them, what that looks like to them. So you're going to experience a completely different approach from them, which I feel for you is going to feel quite overwhelming. I feel like for you, you're going to have your guards up. You're actually going to overanalyze this situation. There's a part of you that's going to, I feel like, question whether this is something that is serious or whether this is almost like kind of like an approach they're using to try and draw you back in, is the way I'm getting this. But you're actually being asked to trust in yourself. You will know, your intuition will tell you whether this is a connection you can trust or not. But I actually feel like your guards being up, even though you may have reasons because of how they've been with you in the past. So it is justified in some ways, your guards being up. But I actually feel like a lot of those guards is because a lot of your fear is coming to the surface. Your intuition might be saying to you, actually, I really feel this is different. I feel like I can trust this. But your fears has literally got your shields high up. And you're being guided to really connect with your intuition. Trust in yourself, my loves. They've spent, you two have, there's been some kind of stillness between the both of you. And they've spent a lot of time, I feel like, seeking out their own truth. But, okay, but also what I'm hearing is seeking out the truth of what this connection means to them. This connection has always meant something to them. But I feel like they didn't, how can I explain this? It's like they didn't fully, the way my guide is saying it, is study it. So it's like they felt something for you, but they never sat there and they never thought, do you know what? I really want to try and understand what this is, what this feeling is. And it feels like they've spent a lot of time in their own space, really trying to study and really discover what is it that they feel for you? What is it that they actually desire from you? What is this connection that they share with you? There's been a lot of confusion that has already taken place between the both of you. You know, a lot of misunderstandings, and I feel like a lot of this has come from lack of communication. Like I said, there've been other connections that have been in their life that they have entertained, and I feel like you're aware of this. You know, I feel like you have some knowing of it, whether they've actually admitted it to you or not. I feel like you have a knowing that there have been other connections in their life before, and they know that you are aware, or you have some knowing. And it feels like they're coming in with this step that they're taking towards you. It feels like they're coming in wanting to clear all of that up. They want to be able to heal any kind of, I'm being told, you know, when something leaves that sour taste in your mouth, they're wanting to heal that, whatever impression that's been left with you, whatever, it's almost like whatever kind of bad taste the past situation has left in you, they want to be able to clear that. They want to be able to heal that with you. There's a really strong energy, and this has come from them going through their own journey of discovering themselves, their own, I'm being told, soul healing as well. So I feel like they've gone through healing on a very deep level, but a lot of self-discovery. But this really feels like the whole energy in this reading, the messages that are coming out, this really feels like to me where you're going with this. We've literally got transformation at the bottom of the deck. Where you're going with this is a huge healing between the both of you, and I feel like that healing is something that's going to bring balance back between the both of you. But I feel like that healing is something that has come from your person and you going through your own healing journey. And it's kind of like you've been going through your healing journey and you're now kind of bringing that together, and you're both going to be going on this healing journey together. But this healing journey is about the both of you healing the connection with each other. This is what this feels like. It's kind of the main kind of message energy around this. And it seems to be moving to a place where they're wanting to build some kind of long-term stability with you. This really, to me, feels like long-term being, you know, that commitment, marriage, having a family together, joining families together. This feels really serious to me. Let me, my loves, what deck shall I use? I actually want to get some guidance for you guys. Not really sure. Oh, where's this deck? Let me get some guidance for you guys. Just focus on what you guys need to know or focus on. I mean, you do need to focus on those, you know, as my guides had brought it through in this reading, ghosts from the past, and trusting your own intuition. My guides are saying you need to focus on, I literally got the soulmate card come out. My guides are saying you need to also focus on the missing jigsaw pieces. And this is missing jigsaw pieces in your life. There are things that you want to do in life, you want to have in life. And it's kind of like you have this feeling that unless you know, achieve or obtain certain things in your life, be it career, home, even children, whatever it is, for you, it's kind of like that's when you might feel fulfilled, or that's when you feel like that jigsaw puzzle of your life is complete. And they actually want you to start focusing on finding those jigsaw pieces. And the way you're going to find them, my loves, is about you actually starting to take action, to explore, to understand, to learn, to discover what it is that you need to do to pick up that jigsaw piece and put it in. So that's something they really want you to focus on as well. Your soulmate, your counterpart, which is spirit clarifying here, they're coming back towards you. They're traveling in. And it's going to feel, with the wild card, my guides are actually saying it's going to feel very electric. I feel the connection between the both of you feels electric anyway, but this kind of movement that's coming in is going to feel very electric. I'm hearing that song from Greece. I got chills. What else? Literally discover your life purpose. Literally what I was saying about that jigsaw piece. You are being guided. You know, it does seem like there is quite, I feel, healing, positive movement coming in when it comes to your connection, but you are also being strongly guided to focus on those missing jigsaw pieces. Really focus on, you know, you being fulfilled isn't just about you being in a relationship. There's other things in your life that you desire, that you might have ambition for, that, you know, you want to achieve. You know, you have goals, dreams, whatever it may be, even hobbies that you haven't even, you know, looked into yet or stepped into yet, but you might think about quite a lot. There are so many things in your life that will complete that jigsaw puzzle, and they really want you to focus on that. And part of that is to do with your life purpose. Your life purpose doesn't have to be, you know, some paid career employment. It could be you, for example, you know, part of your purpose, I don't know why I'm getting arts, but might be something to do with arts, as in drawing and paintings. And however you choose to pursue that, that might be what part of your life purpose is, and they really want you to focus on that. We've got letting go at the bottom of the deck, so, you know, they are really emphasizing here you do need to let go. And if you can see in the back of this deck, I've just noticed this, I don't know if you can see this in the camera, there are, I don't know what these are, to me they look like kind of ghosts or something, they're kind of faceless with this big robe holding a candle. So these are people behind you. These are all experiences behind you that you need to kind of turn around and look at to be able to focus on releasing and healing. But it's also time to leave to leave it in the past, because that is what's going to help you to work through all these fears that you're feeling. That's what's going to help you to work through it, my love. You know, brushing it under the carpet, putting a plaster over it, that's not going to help you release and heal it, because it will just come up, probably even more amplified. You know, when you work on healing and releasing something, let's be realistic. Does it mean you forget about it fully? Probably not. But does it put you in a place where you're a lot more in control around being able to work with it, sort of, you know, a memory of it, for example, coming up again? More than likely, yes. So that's one of the reasons you're being guided to focus on that. Right, my love, so that is your reading for today. I will see you guys back somewhere, either my Instagram or I'm definitely going to be back on YouTube tomorrow, because I've got my affirmation for you guys going up tomorrow. I have something else going up for you guys, which I'm not sure if I'm doing that today or tomorrow, but something else I'm also introducing focused on things like healing, which is going up a video on my YouTube. So that's something that will be going up by tomorrow, let's just say. I have got my weekly offer up now, so it's the You, Them and Us mini reading. This could be an email one, as in typed up. This could also be a video one. So we're looking at your energy guidance messages for you, your person, so them, what's coming through in terms of their feelings, headspace, heart space, energy towards you and the connection. Even could be blocks as well that they're experiencing. And then we're looking at the union energy. So what is the actual union energy, what you can expect, what guidance you might need to know around that as well. Right, my loves, I'll see you all again later. Insta, I've got a guidance video going up, and then today, tomorrow on here again.